On this episode of DockSide TV, we fishing late at night, fishing for what we call vampire trout under the Ono Island lights. What we're doing is we're targeting speckled trout, which in Louisiana at nighttime are generally small. Here in Florida, it's really nice trout, 16 to 20 inch fish, way above average for Louisiana. As far as we know in Florida, this might be a normal size fish for at night. Really, really entertaining. You beat the heat fishing this way. It was just an awesome night as we caught plenty of fish. There were some tricks and some things that we had to do, as Ty will discuss later, on how to catch these very elusive speckled trout in Florida under these lights. Now in Florida and Louisiana, there's many different styles of lights. You got sodium vapor lights, which is like this one behind us. It's a brownish light, which sodium vapor is the browner light where they got a white light. It's like a floodlight that you would have on your house, and that's a very effective light that we really look for. I like the sodium vapors way more than the white lights. And then you also have your underwater green lights, like the fish vector light, which is very popular in Louisiana. They also have them out in Florida. It is a very effective light on congregating fish to you. It's really a cool place to fish because you get to see the fish so well. The only problem is they see you very well also. So green lights work good, which are the underwater ones, the vector lights. Sodium vapor lights are the ones you want to be targeting, the ones that are above the water. Those are the really good ones. And you really get to see in this video how effective it can be fishing at night, and of course using the Matrix Shad fishing lure, as it catches them no matter if it's daytime or nighttime.
All right, now when fishing these lights in Florida, we noticed the water was extremely clean for the most part around, as you've seen in most of our other videos when we were sight fishing during the daytime. Now fishing at night was pretty much the same deal. There were so many lights to fish. We were fishing off the intercoastal waterway, same as the intercoastal over here by us. And they just had tons of lights, green lights, brown lights, white lights, just all up and down everybody's dock. And we had good tide movement, which just brought the fish to them like crazy. And what we noticed, you know, just around back home, basically anywhere, I think, is when the fish are such attracted to lights so much, because I mean everything else is so dark, so it's hard for them to feed at night. So when the light's there, the light's attracting bugs, which then you have minnows, glass minnows, cockahos, whatever it may be, shad or anything, kind of attracted to that light. They're feeding on maybe smaller things in the water. They're feeding on bugs on top of the water. And that really just, it gets those game fish, like your trout, really, and redfish. And we also had ran into some schools of bluefish and ladyfish as well. And they just go after the bait fish like crazy. And also it attracts shrimp, like a lot of times you'll see around here in Louisiana. And the shrimp, you know, they're feeding on small particles in the water that are floating in the light. And most of the time you'll see the trout especially hanging out on the edge of the lights and all, going in, just ambushing this bait one at a time. And we noticed that, you know, they had the white lights, the brown lights, the green lights. The white, really my favorite back at home in Louisiana is a brown light, like that one behind us. But really, I didn't see it much to matter as much as the fish seeing us too much, because the water was so clean. The white light did great, the brown light did great over there, they all had bait on it, but the green lights were really great, and we saw, I mean, we pulled up to some and seen 20 speckled trout on them, maybe a few reds, but man, they were so spooky in them green lights. I think really because that light's under them instead of above them, and normally when the light's above them, it kind of blocks their view when they see us. When that light's under them like that, they could see us pretty clearly, and I think that's why the green light, they were so spooky. And then we noticed there was a lot more fish focusing around the green light, I think mainly because it covers more all the way from the bottom of the water to the surface. Attracts a lot more bait, attracts a lot more fish. And what we ended up doing, since they were seeing us a little bit, we dropped down to the 8-pound stren, and we were throwing baits, you know, it mimicked the glass minnows and all that, such as the Magneto Matrix Shad and on an 1/8 ounce jig head, or even in some spots it was about 10 foot deep under the lights. We were throwing 3/8 jig heads and letting them sink to the bottom. You know, a lot of times most people will tell you to drag the bait across the top, and this really wasn't the case, as most of the time when we let it sink, I think when the fish stopped seeing the boat, they saw that bait go down the bottom, and that's when we had them fooled. And most of these bigger trout in Florida, they were pretty smart, but we managed to do pretty well under the lights. I was pretty impressed. Once that line size dropped and we started just really whacking, and we caught a quick Florida limit in no time. Probably could have sat there, caught 30, 40 more all night. It was just amazing. You know, probably some of the better stuff that I've seen here around Louisiana is what just about was average over there at night. Most of the baits we were using were, like I said, the Magneto, and you got your shrimp Creole, shrimp cocktails, also a good one, the Vortex Shad. Looks like a shrimp in the water. And then your purple haze, which is like a cockahoe kind of in the water. But it was pretty cool experiencing that. Fishing in the daytime, fishing in the nighttime, just goes to show you how versatile the bait can be anywhere, how versatile Florida fishing was. And for all our other videos, you know, check us out at matrixshad.com, DockSideLA.com. Get you some GoldenEye jig heads, some Vortex Shads. Check out our 3 new colors, Blazing Hornet, Shrimp Cocktail, and Purple Haze. And be on the lookout for our next video. Have a good one.